Yeah, hello everyone. This is gonna be Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, and I have two amazing commentators here. Introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Frozer. I'm mostly a runner of Dawn of Sorrow and Order of Ecclesia. But I'm also very familiar with Portrait of Ruin. Pretty much like all of the Diagongdx.
I'm Matako Fire. I have run Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I have heard of Castlevania Portrait of Ruin.
Yeah, okay. Can you do me a countdown?
Sure, I will do that for you.
Yeah.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Showtime!
Yeah, we will have enough time to explain everything, so that's why we started already.
Yeah, at the first
Oh, nice.
point. Oh, okay. So there's already the very first trick in the game. So you can actually skip this little intro by just I think
opening the menu. Yeah, there are one or two frames.
It's very precise, and yeah, that thing can happen if you do it precisely. And of course, as a classic Metroidvania game from the Sultan and beyond, we have of course the classic backdash movement. It's the fastest way of movement in the start.
Yeah.
And the first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to save here, and we're going to do a zip. So he's just standing right in front of an entrance, and then just suspend. And now he wants to be at a very specific spot on the map, and then reload the game again. Okay, and now we're somewhere right above another room, and you will see that quite a lot. So the reason how it works is you actually if you're right at the loading zone, and then you just suspend. You usually try to go to a space where you can stand. If that's not possible, you will just infinitely warp up, and then you can just stop at a very specific spot to just spawn at the right time, so you can skip a majority part of the game by doing that. Because there would be an escape sequence, but again, we're not going to do that. And there's another zip that we're going to do, and this should put us in the hallway.
Come on. Yeah.
Okay.
No, all good.
So yeah, so since we have gained the ability where we can switch between those two characters, the fastest way of movement right now is just doing a downward a downward slide into a switch, and then we just do the same movement over and over again.
Yeah, this is Japanese, by the way.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I noticed you weren't playing on the English voice.
Yeah, you have to change every time. So now it's English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. So what he's trying to do is there is a way that you can actually do double jumps without having the double jump ability. I think how it works that is you actually jump with your by pressing on your D-pad. And
yeah,
at a very specific spot, you can also try to do another jump by switching to the other character. And it will be very important in the beginning, because most of the areas you can normally not reach without either having a double jump or movement ability that you can push stuff. And so yeah, the first thing that we're going to get is the strength boost. As you may have noticed, there's both of those characters have different abilities. While Jonathan is focused on physical attacks, Charlotte is using magical attacks most of the time, which definitely will not happen in that case, because it turns out Jonathan is just straight up better when it comes to combat, but
yeah, Charlotte in this run is just character who buffs Jonathan and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just basically a support character at this point. It's something that with the character switching, we have seen it in Castlevania 3, but in Castlevania 3 you just get different abilities. For Portrait of Ruin specifically, it can be combat related, but you can also buff your other character in that case. And so yeah, you will hear quite a lot of Charlotte Jonathan, and now we gain.
Actually, not anymore. We're almost done with this. In this run, it's not that much used.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So now the best thing that you can do is you can do a double jump into a dive kick. That's another way that is also have been done in other of the Metroidvanias.
This is Infinite Potion glitch.
Oh yeah. there is an infinite potion glitch, and that is only available in the US version and the Japanese version in the game. So if you press like on a very specific spot on the menu, the cursor completely disappears, and if you just press A, then you will automatically get a potion and heal yourself up, which is very helpful for like the very first part of the game, because like again, like you're not in an area that you're supposed to be, and you're still level 1 at this point. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
a backup. And
okay. So here's the thing that can happen with the zipping. If you do it wrong, or if you put it on a, or like if you pause buffer too early or too late, you can either spawn into a completely different room that you're normally supposed to, or the worst thing that can happen is you can actually just entirely softlock your game. And that's definitely something that is a little bit dangerous about the entire run. So for every zip, like, Diagon actually has to focus up a little bit to apply this properly. So what we got here is the speed up, which is, if you're familiar with the with Dawn of Sorrow, it's basically like the Black Panther. And at this point, we don't really need to do like silly movement text. We can just walk around it way faster. Okay. So as also you may have noticed, the entire round is really, really wacky. So we went from the bottom left all the way to the top, and now we're all back at the bottom right. There's a very specific reason why we're doing it, and it will be a little bit more confusing the further we go. So like if you see like why we're going there, it's usually like for specific things. Either like we're trying to unlock new abilities or items that we can purchase from the shop, or we try to get a spell, a buff. Or
I am saving.
Yeah. I think like that's probably a good idea. Okay.
For this one, for sure.
So there's another zip coming up where we actually just warp straight up into the boss room. So let's see if we can get it.
Whatever, I'm not risking it. You can go higher and spawn in the boss room, but yeah.
Yeah, again, you really don't want to soft lock in this game at all. I mean, sure, like you have like a lot of safe spots like throughout the route, but some of them just are way too far away. Anyway, so this is the actual first boss that we're fighting, Astarte. So like her gimmick is pretty much like, usually you don't want to have Jonathan out for this fight, or at least until she does like a very specific attack. And but since like we need to use Jonathan for the entirety of the run for killing the bosses, but we didn't see like the gimmick where she can actually like just
she can possess Jonathan.
Yeah, and if
it's over, like run is over.
Yeah, if that happens, that it's really bad news. Also, usually in a casual standpoint, like that's also like usually when you die without like getting any chance whatsoever. So yeah, so what this does is it unlocks us a couple of things. First of all, we are getting a quest that we're going to do right away. So we're going to the Great Stairway, and we're trying to get cursed by a Lilith, right? That's how it's called. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's a succubus or Lilith, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Lilith. Yeah, I think it's a Lilith. Okay, so what this does is it actually lets us finish a quest. Very good. So it lets us finish a quest where we have to be cursed for this point, and what this does, it gives us an item called the Blast Ring. There was a little oversight about the entire quest system in Portrait of Ruin, and you can actually just finish the quest multiple times. And in that case, I probably need to shut up a little bit because...
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine? Okay. So as you can see, like he's just finishing the same quest over and over again. And with the Blast Ring that we're getting, we can just sell all of them off, and then we can go to the shop, to the next room. And we're selling all of those Blast Rings. As you may see, like, we get a bunch of money. What this does is it also unlocks a couple of things in the shop. And then we also need to get a little bit more, because we need potions, of course. There's a weapon that we need, there's like equipments that we will try to get as well. And that's also like really helping us getting to the items that we actually need. That's like how the item progression generally works. There's either like a cutscene that we have to do, or a boss that we have to fight, or again, if you spend money, or if you sell things for money, then that also unlocks some certain things. The first and most important thing that he's going to buy is there's different abilities in this game. There's a dart, there is shuriken, and those are the two important abilities that Jonathan can get. Those are mostly just used for killing bosses as fast as possible. Also, he's going to buy like a bunch of tonics, potions as well, and the mastering. Yeah. So the thing is with the ability system in this game. So every skill or like every ability has like a mastery system where you can level up the entire weapon itself. And the higher the level it is, the more damage it does, or it gains additional effects for some of them. And in that case, it's just like a really big damage increase for the future bosses. But yeah, you're doing excellent.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Yeah, it's also really important, like, once you finish the quest, like, by just, like, mashing A, like, you will not be able to do that ever again. And that's why it's important that, like, you don't do a wrong input. And you can do that by just, like, getting to the text where you get the item, and then you can just press start to leave the menu at all. This doesn't work for the European version, however. They apparently fixed that, but I think like that was not really known back then. So I'm kind of surprised that it is actually fixed. Yeah. Okay, so we're also getting magical tickets. That's basically just a walkback ticket to the shop.
I'm gonna show, yeah, like this. Clears.
Okay, so what we got here is we got the Holy Claymore, we got the caves. They also increase our int, which is actually surprising because normally you would expect Jonathan to be like a physical type of character, so you need the strength boost. But for those two skills that we get, Shuriken and the Dart, the int is actually better. Also, yeah, this can happen that we just randomly get another skills, and that's usually not a good thing because it wastes time. And it also can mess up the menu. Same also goes for random drops, actually. Yeah, since like we maxed out our Shuriken and we got a couple of levels, we can just deal with this boss relatively quick. As you also may have noticed, we did only enter like a portrait that is usually supposed to be done second, I think. And so we're entirely skipping like the first portrait for quite some time. You know, we have to go back to beat the boss, obviously. But like, basically like, the first part of the run is just trying to get all the important items for like the end game, and then we just clean up the bosses. And that's why like the route looks really wacky, as I've mentioned before. And yeah, so this is already the next boss. This boss specifically, you have to hit the jar a couple of times before he actually appears. I think like you usually have to hit like 5 times.
Come on, you don't have to come to me.
Yeah. But yeah, like if you stand on this very specific spot, like he sometimes just attacks multiple times, and there is not much you can do about it. You could technically destroy like the red ball, but that's not usually a big concern. Like, again, if you get hit by this boss, again, with the infinite potion glitch, it really doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't.
This is gonna mess up my menu so bad.
Yep. I don't think like you can remove it at all, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Yeah, it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's at least better than Dawn of Sorrow with its random drops, honestly.
You can get rid of souls in Dawn of Sorrow.
Yeah, sure. But like you also don't want to have them drop.
Nice.
Okay, so this is another zip that we're going to do. We're going right straight to the next portrait, which is supposedly just to be the part 2 after we defeat the sisters in the previous room. But we can again zip all the way to the top. So we're going all over the place. And the thing is, like, this is one of the 2 areas that we do before we are actually supposed to do that, I think. And the reason why we actually getting there is for the hippogriff skill, which lets you do really high jumps. And it's also like a form of mobility that we really appreciate. Yeah, so of course, as you also may have noticed, it's like most of the maps in the game are pretty much like a little bit shifted towards like different areas. For example, like in the first portrait that we went, the pyramid is on top, and in this area that the pyramid is on the bottom. So it like that's why like the areas look similar. I think like pretty much each and every area does kind of look similar or has like the same.
I mean, they
aesthetic.
like it's like second half of the game, so the portrait assets were reused. It's like kind of a like the inverted castle in Soten. I'm gonna save here as well.
Yeah. Okay, sometimes you will see Diagon not use the speed up actively because either there is like movement that you need to do where it's not really beneficial, or like he may want to pre-buff up for a boss fight or for like any sequence breaks that he's going to do. Alright, there's another zip. Very good. Okay. This also lets us skip pretty much like half of the entire area.
And it's convenient to grab those max ups because I will be exactly at 1 HP after 2 attacks of this boss, and this MP is right about what you need to kill him.
So this is the mummy, of course. Pretty much like as most of the iterations of in the Castlevania franchise, it's not really threatening by its own, but like again, you kind of want to spam darts, and whenever you get hit, you will have heal up. I think that is like the worst attack that you can actually get because you get hit multiple times, so you have to enter the menu and then.
Yeah, this one is the best. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
He's like 1 hit away.
Yeah, but like you really don't want to see the rocks. Okay, but otherwise, really good fight, I guess. Anyways, so now we're getting magical ticket because you can actually use the magical tickets in the portraits and go immediately back. That saves us also a lot of backtracking. Usually there's like a warp right next to the boss, but usually we don't do that. And now we are going to enter the very first portrait. And at this point, we're just very over level for this area.
Nice.
Oh, another skip. That's cool.
Come on. There you go.
Yeah, you can, as you can see, menuing is actually like a very. Oh my god.
That usually never happens. What a joke.
Oh god. Like, yeah, usually you want to be lucky, but not in this game. I mean, like most of the enemies have like certain drops that you can get. Some of them just drop items, some of them drops like abilities. Again, as mentioned before, we don't want to get any abilities except for the important ones. Yeah, so Diagon has a little bit of work to do when it comes to menuing, or like a little bit of improvising at least. So this area will also unlock, like we will be fighting Dullahan, which at this point doesn't really do anything. So there's one of the few times that we actively need to use the ability to put a character on a specific platform. Otherwise, like, we cannot get past those barriers.
Yeah, that was the only puzzle I have to do in this entire game.
Dude, that was
and
really hard
it
puzzle.
has, like, this game has a lot of those.
There's like one specific part where you have to ride a bike and then you have to switch between those characters alternatively and either jump or duck. So, but thankfully we're not doing that. Otherwise, like, if you mess that up somehow, it's like very time-consuming. Okay, so this is supposed to be the very first
boss who's gonna die in a couple seconds. Of course.
So, again, so...
Oh, come on.
So the reason why we're using the dart, the dart is like a really good weapon against like smaller enemies that we cannot multi-hit with the shurikens. As you've seen, like the shurikens can hit up to 4 times, I think, right? Even 5.
Yeah, I think 4.
I think it's 4. Yeah. And so like for the bigger bosses, we use the shuriken. For smaller ones, we usually prefer to use the dart. I think there's like certain exceptions that we may see actually between like different bosses. Again, we're going to buy some more items that we have just unlocked by defeating the boss. It again either increases our strength or our intelligence. Alright.
Here, I think. Should be, yeah.
And I don't think like there's anything else going on right now for the next couple of minutes.
There's a doggo. Oh, come on.
Oh, it's a doggo. Yeah, okay. Very important. But you just have to kill him, right? Yeah.
It's faster, come on.
Nah. I do understand. Also, yeah, that is another zip that you can do. Like, you can just also get at the very end of the room, and that's why we want to do that. Because actually, like, zipping through the room is faster than just pushing this, like, little block. Alright, so that is,
Stella, Loretta, whatever.
Yeah, Stella, yeah. So that's one of the sisters that we're going to fight. Again, like, she's very simple, actually, to fight. She's supposed to be, like the counterpart of Jonathan by just using melee attacks or, like, blade attacks in that case. But again, like, we're pretty powerful with the shurikens. It's very easy.
It's annoying boss,
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, the other one is a little bit more annoying, but that is also a little bit gimmicky. So here's another zip.
This one is interesting. I'm gonna open the warp without entering it. Like this.
Yeah. And something that you can actually do is like...
Actually, again, shop.
Something that you can actually do is like while you're like out of bounds, you can still use the magical ticket to go back, and that does help a little bit in case like you just want to unlock a warp, which you did in that case. Because if you have to go to the shop anyways to buy certain items, might as well just unlock the warp and then go back to the shop. But otherwise you would just try to use this just to spend and re-enter again. So this is Death. Death is like pretty much like a boss that can be annoying with the sickles, and it's also a little bit random where they spawn. Also, I think like depending on what color he has, he's like either weaker to like spells or weaker to like physical weapons.
Wow.
Okay.
You're doing an amazing job, man.
Yep. Okay. Another.
Yeah, he's
even immune. Yeah. So the thing is like what you also haven't realized is whenever he uses his weapon, he does a backdash cancel and attack again. That is like the optimal way to swing like heavier weapons, which the Holy Flamer is in that case. For other weapon types, it's just maybe faster to do like normal attacks, but that's like one of like the bigger ones where it actually matters. Okay, after a little shopping trip, we're going to do a couple of those, by the way. So there will be.
Yeah, at this point we're going just to clear the bosses. Do skips and stuff. We're gonna skip this entire area.
Good, because I really hate this area.
Nice.
Oh, another menu skip. Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, I already did 3. They are pretty hard to do.
I think it's like a 2-frame window, right?
It's either 1 or 2. I should have saved.
Okay, so there's another suspend glitch coming up where we try to get into the boss room, or at least like before the boss room. And that one can be a little bit troublesome because you don't really see anything of the map until like it's almost too late. But we still managed to do it, which is good, because otherwise like you will not be able to do anything. So this area is a little bit annoying because again there's like a lot of small enemies and everything is walking around. So there's a skip that you could do, but we're not going to do that because again it's all bosses. But in the 90% you can entirely skip this boss by as soon as you get the item, you can open up the menu and use a magical ticket to warp out. But yeah, and here's the first instance where we also buff up our intelligence to deal more damage with the shuriken. And since, again, this boss has like multiple parts, as Legion usually has, but like the main HP bar is like the core of it, so... But that was alright, I guess. Or do you not agree?
It's fine. I like to restock on my magical tickets, just in case. Because today on practice I forgot to restock and I was stuck in Nest of Evil.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh yeah, we're going there relatively soon, right?
Yeah, in a couple
minutes. Right? When we get to
bosses or whatever.
Okay, so that's another cutscene that unlocks certain things.
This zip is super easy because you can suspend back at any point of the tower.
Which is not very common for all of the zips, actually. Again, most of them, if you do it completely wrong, that will soft lock you. But again, that one is like a huge vertical room, so like you have a lot of leeway to do that. So there is one of the zips that is a little bit interesting.
To say the least.
It is also a little bit wonky because it's not a normal zip where you go upwards. So what he's trying
You
to
will
do...
see.
Okay, so we're now outside of the room. We're technically still inside the room, but we're also outside. And since we jump over the loading trigger to the next area, we can just walk all the way to the right and enter the boss room immediately. Also skips quite a lot of the level because usually there's like different buildings and an underground section that you have to pass through. And
yeah, this easily saves like at least a minute.
Definitely, I think it's around
more like 2, I think.
Yeah, and also like a couple of annoying enemies like the frogs. Like anything that is like really small is like really annoying to deal with. Oh yeah, by the way, we entered from the wrong side of this room, so... So yeah, this boss is also like an underwater boss. Luckily, it's not a big deal,
of course.
That's the worst attack that he can do. So again, we try to hit like the frog on top with shuriken. The reason why this is the worst attack is like the water will fill up, right? And you cannot stay on the bottom at all. That was actually sick though.
It was fine, but yeah, you can do it this way faster because like he guards like 2 shurikens usually.
And again, since you couldn't go down on the floor, there's nothing you could land on, so you had to do like hippogriff jumps, which is a little bit annoying to cancel out of, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, and we now go back to the first portrait we visited. Because backtracking is fun.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's like why the routes, again, really janky, so like, we are actually supposed to, we actually have to backtrack this home.
Okay.
Come on, you just wanted to show the animation, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, so, the reason why we go back here is there is a spell that we have to get. It's called Sanctuary, and it is a mandatory item for the progression of the game. There will be a boss coming up later on where we actively fight 2 of those vampire sisters, and we actually have to use Sanctuary. And oh boy, this fight as a casual is not fun if you try to channel that spell, because when we get there, I will explain. It's
pretty easy when you know what to do, but still it can mess up and lose you a lot of time.
If I recall correctly, you can actually like RNG manipulate that a little bit.
I don't know actually.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about any manips.
Well, I guess we will find out. Okay, so the only reason why we actually have to backtrack again, we have to use the frog spell, and after that we can just slide that. I think that's the only real use where you have to use it.
There are a couple rooms you can...
but like...
visit with, like, you can go through some gaps without those spells. Yeah, now we're going to Sisters with Sanctuary. I mean, I'm gonna save, but usually I should be able to salvage any pattern.
Yeah. Usually, like the thing that you don't want to see this. No, wait, you want to see this attack.
No, you don't want to see this.
Oh wait,
like
no,
this one you can't do anything with.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, come on. Please.
Oh, good. Okay. You still should heal up. Because lingering hitboxes are a thing, so...
Yeah, and that's it. I got lucky.
Yeah, because
actually.
that can end up way worse.
Yeah, that was the wrong pattern, but ended up being good.
Also, like, you almost died there. It's like... Yeah, I mean, sure, like, we're, like, pretty overpowered at this point with, like, all of the items that we've gotten. But, like, it can get relatively scary, unfortunately.
Oh, my defensive options are very limited.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, my HP is low. I don't use any good armor or anything like that.
Yeah, and, like, if we didn't have, like, the infinite potion glitch, that run would be... I think like one of the most difficult runs in the entire franchise when it comes to just like any percent or all bosses. Because I think like most of the other games have like either stupidly broken items at the end that you can just straight up abuse. This one I don't remember.
Well, I mean, what we have is pretty good.
Yeah, but still like enemies still hit like a truck, right? So. Still
depends on the enemy, yeah.
Yeah, mostly the bosses actually. I think that those
what am I doing? I have to recast the spell because yeah, it ends after some time.
Yeah. So as you may have noticed, there's like two different charging bars whenever Charles casts a spell. Depending on what the spell does, it does either deal more damage, it changes its spell effect entirely, or it extends the duration or increases like the bonuses that you get from various buffs. And that's why we effectively always try to double charge our spells, if possible.
Yeah, speed up gets faster.
Alright, this is Frankenstein's monster, and this is pretty much like a monster that had like in its various iterations in different games, it has been either a boss and then it switched back to a normal enemy and then it's a boss again. In this specific game, it's basically both. You will see later why. At this point, you really want him to not move at all, because then you can deal like the most amount of attacks with him without having to actively dodge. So like whenever he jumps, usually a bad thing. Whenever he just turns around and uses like a missile or his machine gun, perfectly fine. All right.
His head is fine. Yeah, I have to restock on my tonics and you just in case.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like if you use like abilities like the Shuriken or the Dart, like you will deplete your MP relatively fast, and I think like the regeneration it's all right in this game, but like obviously like you just want to use tonics and high tonics, which is also like why this route specifically goes those ways to unlock those tonics and high tonics. Okay, this is another zip that is also a little bit strange because we have to go all around the screen once.
Yeah, the same as I did with the backup earlier, because like on every 5th screen scroll of the map you can get back in bouts for whatever reason. I'm just gonna magical ticket and warp there, because normally this area is locked until you have like actually stupid amount of map unlocked.
I think it's like 90% of it.
Yeah.
Like of the entire game actually. So the Nest of Evil is essentially a boss rush. Not really a boss rush, but like you have to
everything rush.
It's an arena in that case. So like our objective is to kill like every enemy in this entire room. In the beginning, there's like not those problematic enemies as you've seen in the beginning, but it's like really mixed up. Like first room, very easy. Second room, like we also already have the greater demons and also like this thing.
Come on.
They can hurt quite badly, so...
The worst thing there is cave trolls.
Which also did change like from Dawn of Sorrow to this game. In Dawn of Sorrow, like cave trolls like are like regular enemies that you can see.
Oh no, they are bad there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean in Dawn of Sorrow they're better or stronger.
They are strong. I might poison.
Okay. I felt like since like they only spawn here, like they deal way more damage.
Yeah, and now I have to change the spell, and I will not be able to speed up anymore. That's why I picked up Mercury Boots.
Because Mercury Boots increases your speed by a little bit by just walking. And since like you still walk a little bit, even though like dive kicking is faster, it does help a little bit. But yeah, this is final guard. That is the thing that we don't want to see. When he just puts up a shield and we cannot deal damage to him. Otherwise we just spam darts. I think that you always deal just 1 damage to him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, as you may have noticed, like most of the enemies here are exclusive to the nest. And this boss, yeah, if you're
exclusive for sure.
Yeah, I think we have seen this boss in the previous game before. So yeah, you're basically just refighting all of the bosses on Dawn of Sorrow that they wanted to. There are also like 2 exclusive boss fights that we're going to do, but they will be way later.
Yeah, the final 2 bosses.
So Balor, again, very simple. Basically, the only thing that you have to be a little bit worried about is the laser, but other than that, it's like whatever. But yeah, I think like there's not much else to say here, right?
Yeah, so maybe Argic has something to say?
Yeah.
I do indeed. It came in a little while ago here. We got a $3 donation from Jonathan that just says, Charlotte. The question is, will Charlotte return the favor and give a message back to Jonathan? And can we have the 2 of them just go back and forward in a $5 donation trade? And we just have it, Jonathan, Charlotte, Jonathan, Charlotte. Come on, chat, we know we can do it for the rest of the run here. Get them coming in. Can mimic the sliding tech. We can be faster than the runners, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can do that, right? Or like, yeah. But unfortunately, like again, since we got like all the different movement options, like we're not really using it anymore, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. Yeah. Do you have any more donations? Or?
Not at the moment, but I'm hoping that Charlotte will come in. That's what I'm honestly hoping for there.
All right.
But what we do have, and I'll let you all know as well, is I don't know if I mentioned on stream too yet, but we do have some prizes for the event as well. When you donate, I'm going to shut up right now because there is Charlotte, and Charlotte comes in with $5 and just says, Jonathan! So there we go, we got the pairing, but just keep that going. Just do that, that'll be quite fun. But yeah, we have prizes. If you donate a single $50 donation, you're entered in for a chance to win a PS5. If you do a $25 donation, you're entered in for a chance to win a Nintendo Switch and an RTX 360. So we've got 3 individual prizes. A single $50 donation will get you in all of them, not cumulative. Through Tiltify, it must be $50 in a single donation to be counted. But we have those available. So PS5, Nintendo Switch, and an RTX 3060 graphics card.
So yeah, there was another refight of Dawn of Sorrow boss Gorgoth, and he's basically just like being the phase 1 boss actually. So he's not faster than in its previous iteration. Also, yeah, Alastair also had to come back, of course, as a strong enemy. But yeah. Mataka, you haven't said anything yet, yeah?
Yeah, it's weird.
Something about language. What do you mean it's weird?
Yeah, I
like,
thought
like there's legends
this
in
run
this
is
game
gonna be chaotic because of you, but
No, okay. Well, yeah, you can notice that Diagon's sliding off the edge to the animation cancel, not like in that other game where you can backdash when you hit the ground.
Backdashing was overrated anyways.
I was always a fan. It's a shame you can't front dash in Portrait.
Oh yeah, fun fact, they have 2 axes by the way. That's a wild concept, man. And also like very exclusive for this stream. Also there's a Zephyr, and does he do it? Oh yeah, so Zephyr is also like one of the bosses that is also relatively in the middle of the game. As you can see, like he has like a stance where he can just sort of die.
Lucky. Yeah. That's the mechanic for sure.
Yep. Yeah, but like if you hit him like when he's doing the very specific stance, by the way, that is definitely not a JoJo reference. Then like the time will stop for a short amount of time, and like he will try to hit you. Usually, like if you keep your distance away from him, then like he should not be able to hit you. But
I actually wonder.
What does it do?
Whatever. It's a speedrun, I swear.
Oh, but what the hell is with your drop luck, man? Yeah, okay. The thing is, like, if you want to farm those specific items,
I get all the drops.
Dude, that is wild. Like, honestly, like, the thing is, like, with those drops in this area specifically, first of all, they are very rare. Second of all, if you want to spawn a very specific mob or like monster, you have to do like all of the previous rooms beforehand. So definitely, like, I mean, I guess you're lucky. Or let's pretend to be lucky. Okay. Oh, next boss is Aguni, I think, right?
Yeah, and he's actually, like, it matters what he does. Yeah, and that's not good.
Yeah. You don't want him to move around at all. If he does that, like, then you cannot get hits safely in. Like,
That's what you want to see.
yeah, exactly. Because then you can just, like, do high jump and into shuriken.
How are you still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was easy. Yeah, and that's...
Wait, no. That's
well,
not what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, you need to take the warp, right?
Yep.
Because
I have to restock.
So yeah, unfortunately, like, because you ran out of the high tonics and we need to still use them quite a lot. Yeah, we have to return that, unfortunately.
Whatever, I have enough.
But since like we got like to a very specific spot in this area, we don't have to do like all of it. Thank God. Otherwise, that would be hell. And now we can warp back to the Nest of Evil, and right at the entrance of the Nest of Evil, there's also a warp. And then we can just continue going down, actually. But yeah, what is your favorite area, Diadon?
Well, not this. That I can say for sure.
Why not? It's like...
Anything can one-shot you.
Hold up, you just told me like nothing can one-shot you up until...
What? No, when?
I don't know, yesterday? You told me that?
Oh my god, can you stalk, guys?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is the first instance where we actually see 2 bosses at the same time. And I think that's only the only instance. And... oh... I mean, thank God we have like the infinite potions, but again, you really want not to spend any time on the menus at all. But yeah, like as soon as like the first one is gone, the second one is also like very easy to manage. All right. So those are the cave trolls. You really don't want to approach them at all and just kill them from the distance if possible. They're a little bit erratic.
They can one-shot me easily.
They can really one-shot you. They do like 200-300 damage at this point.
Too close, man.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah. And yeah, you really don't want to trigger them at all. Okay, so this is another like combination of like 2 previous rooms with an iron golem and the double axes. That's rough. That's nice damage, by the way.
Good damage, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think I can. Oh, actually I can. But yeah, it's better to use Holy Claymore anyway.
Again, like,
Because yeah, in certain for certain enemies I don't use shurikens.
this is also a really annoying room with the rippers. So imagine you have fleamans and they shoot swords, blades at you and or knives at you. That's a room that's like not such.
What? I was midair. I did not know they can do like 2 hits midair.
Actually, what I realized, did he have voice acting in Dawn of Sorrow?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, then I never heard of. I mean, most of the time you skip it anyways.
Yeah, because like, you insta skip it.
Yep. Also, what you also may have realized, like, the music in this area gets progressively faster and faster the further down you
This
go.
guy can kill me also. Fortunately, he's dumb. That
Yeah.
helps.
But yeah, like as far as like the enemy designs go, like most of the enemies also like appeared like in the previous games, obviously. Also like they appeared in some of them are like in Soten or in Rondo of
Oh
Pop.
yeah, if you kill what 1,000 of those, you unlock a new character.
I mean, yeah, you unlocked like one of the better characters, I would say.
Oh, better. Okay.
There is like
We're doing that here.
Yeah, of course. You know which characters I'm talking about, right? That are like the definitely peak. It's the sisters, of course.
Please.
Well, why, please?
Albus was not enough for you, right?
Hey, look, I am really interested in fun and interactive gameplay that the sisters provide. Just to get a little bit of history. So the thing is, like, there's like multiple characters that you can unlock. You can unlock the X armor, of course. There is also the character, the sisters that you can unlock, which are really bad. And then there is also Richter and Maria, which is like an entirely different category by itself. Ooh, that's a little bit dangerous. So yeah, now you're basically like fighting a copycat of like the protagonists of Castlevania 3 and minus Alucard, of course, and you fight them all at the same time. The only two threatening ones are Sypha and what was his name, Trevor?
Trevor, yeah.
The other guy, that guy doesn't.
Yeah, he does that. Actually, in Soten too, which is surprising.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, about this fight is, again, they usually use like their ability from like the previous games, and except for Grant, I don't know what he's doing. He's just vibing.
Chilling, yeah.
He's vibing. Yeah, but especially like Trevor can be really dangerous with his unholy cross in that case, because it can cause multi-hits, and that's like a little problem that you will sometimes have to face.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Of course, it's the wrong one.
Okay.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's low HP anyway.
Yeah. So this is a doppelganger, actually. Whatever you try to do here is like usually which character you enter first, like they will use this
No,
specific
it's
ability.
random. Actually.
Is it random?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I entered as Charlotte.
Ah, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. I felt like it was always with the character that you entered.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's not enough.
That's not enough.
But I feel like you still should be relatively fine, right?
What?
You should be relatively fine, right?
Yeah, I don't need any more. Yeah, going here. And we are about to see the best boss fight in the game.
Oh, yeah. I know which one. I will not spoil it, though. Okay, story-wise, so we were playing as Jonathan Morris, which is like a descendant of John Morris from bloodlines. And what we're trying to do here is, of course, obviously we're killing the boss just for the category that we're doing. But this also unlocks like the true vampire killer, or like the vampire killer's true abilities, because you actually start with it, but it does absolutely nothing. And again, we're spamming shurikens because it's like the best, one of the best abilities in the game. What it also unlocks is a unite attack that I think that does flat 5,000 damage. Unfortunately, like we're not doing that at all because again, it's really slow. It does cost a lot of MP, and I think you need a couple of MP upgrades before you can even cast it, so it's really not worth it. Okay, and then this is like this is Burn Paradise. I wish we could skip this one, but
yeah, unfortunately,
it's unfortunately just with the map layout how it works, we can only skip partial part of it. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention about zips. So you cannot really, like you always have to be on the right side of a room. On the left it never works. I think it never works for...
Yeah. Only from left to right.
Right, okay. So we unlock this room, and then we should be on the top right. So yeah. So the next boss fight is going to be Medusa herself. Medusa is kind of annoying with certain attacks.
I mean, if she actually behaves, it's fine.
Does she though?
She can, yeah, he does.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's the attack that you want to see because she doesn't do anything at all during that.
What?
But as you can see, like her movement is also a little bit like sporadic sometimes. But honestly, like getting this pad on twice, really good.
No, I manipulated by going below her.
Oh, you can do
where she cannot hit me otherwise.
But I mean the attack that she does. Like, is that also like? Can you also like manipulate that?
Which one?
The one that she did right now.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this is the last portrait.
Also one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. Okay, so here's the thing that you have to do normally. That's unfortunate. So normally there's a train just trying to crash into you, and you would normally just have to push to the left and try to stop it. Well, there's a thing that we can do.
Oh, come on, I can't do that.
Well, we can just get past the train and everything is okay. We still get that scary music, but other than that, yeah. Very simple thing. I think after that there's just like no zips that you will do in that case. So Ark, do you have any more donations? Reed?
Nothing in at the moment on this one, but I do want to let you all know we still have the Super Mario Galaxy 2 perform the hardest level, which is the perfect run incentive. They are currently at $93 out of the $250 required for that one. That is going to be coming up later on this afternoon. We do definitely want to hit that. You want to see some really good platforming at work there in Mario Galaxy 2. We also have, of course, our Lego Lord of the Rings pig. We can rescue the pig in the game. That run is going to be coming up fairly soon here. I believe it is in 2 runs time or 3 runs time. Currently looking for $125 for that one. We definitely want to see the pig. We want to keep our incentives in that going up here. But do keep watching Stream 2 here. Do please keep your donations coming in. As always, they are all going to Make a Wish.
So this is the last boss that we're going to do in the portrait. This is the werewolf. Yeah, he got quite beefy in this game. In the previous games, like it was just like really relatively small, basically like a cave troll at this point. But yeah, he's pretty big. And yeah, okay, yeah, we should probably switch back to the Claymore.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. That's so exactly what I was trying to do.
Okay, so the best thing here you can do is instead of like spamming shurikens, you just spam darts. Because like you can just stay down there and do whatever you want. Very simple. But yeah, that was like all of the bosses that we had to do in portraits. Like those bosses are going so quickly, where it's like it's not even worth mentioning what they're actually doing. So now we go back and go fight Brawner. He is a little bit annoying because usually what he will do, he will just like draw like a specific symbol, and then there will be like a blood trail around the screen.
And this one is not good.
That one is absolutely not good. The other one that you kind of want is like the one with the cross. But other than that, it's the same as before. We use shurikens and try to kill him as fast as possible. Usually he will always two blood art techniques and then one random attack where he just paints pictures. Like this is the worst one that you can get because again there's like a lot of flying enemies. The other ones, if you like position yourself properly.
What? They switched? I
Yeah,
did
you
not
didn't
know that.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, nice. In
Oh,
time.
that's really good.
Because when he actually enters the portrait, you can't kill him.
Yeah. So that was really good. And then, of course, Brawner gets killed off by Death, and that will cause the resurrection of Dracula. And that's where we're going. Ah, so this looks good. Okay, so here's a gimmick about this specific boss fight. So same as like we two are like as a tag team now, Death and Dracula are a tag team as well. And they do have like the same HP bars as before. But like Dracula has 9,999 and Death is like 4,000 something like that. And of course the thing that you want to do is you want to kill off Death first. And after that, they will go into phase 2. And phase 2 is like the thing that is relatively... It's like actually safer to do, because again, this is really random as you can see.
Really?
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that really likes to attack you with his scythe. Oh, okay. So this is phase 1?
Phase 1, yeah. Phase 2, I'm gonna try to manipulate the entirety of it.
So it depends on like what the movement that you do. He will do like different attacks, and the one thing that you want to do is like you want him to jump in front of you, and then you want him to like just shoot the fireballs from up to down. And if you get into that loop, it's not really hard to get out of this entire loop, but like you still have to be careful because he has like a bunch of attacks that will actively one-shot you, but if we do it correctly, we don't see it at all. But yeah, I will just let you focus on that case.
That was interesting.
Oh, he really doesn't like it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's time.
Yep. Too bad, Paul. Yeah, castle crumbles, all that stuff, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So I guess see you all, what, Thursday? Late night? Well, technically Friday. Donate for Julius mode, please. It's harder, but it's better. No, come on.
Hey, look. I want you to actually. I want you to have fun. Or no, that's
yeah.
a different kind of fun.
Who are you lying to? Oh, yeah.
So
skip the best emote, whatever. Well, yeah. Thank you for having us on the stream too. And that's it.